Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. This is in the presence of greatness, the fat lad Neil Pickup in the mother fluffing house. And as you can see by the screen in front of you, there's not a lot of room. Let me introduce the people who've joined me for tonight's chat. Firstly, he's in 70-degree heat, which a man of that size can often die from, but he looks pretty comfortable. It's Mr. Jerry, the Brokeback Mountain, Cadorette! And I didn't even get flipped off for saying the Brokeback Mountain. That's the first time in there you go! What I was waiting for. We got Monster, Michael Todd in the fluffing house. Looks a bit fuzzy to me. I'm told it's fine for everybody else, so I can live with it. We have got the Enigma of Rage, Engin Terzi, joining us, looking very serene. There it is, the forearm, the oldest living relic in modern-day arm wrestling. And we've also been joined, and we're honoured to have him on the show for the first time, Levan Saginashvili. Levan, welcome to the show,
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you.
My old mate Raymond's Life Pins is on doing our translation. Coach Ray, first time, your arm looks crap in comparison with that, mate. And I
know. God damn, gotta go.
We all feel good about ourselves. And then this dude comes on and hits a duck. Levan, one more time, mate. Just give that some. One more time for me. Oh, you bad man. I'll tell you what. And also, guys, notice that Levan Saginashvili has come on tonight's show in a T-shirt loaned to him by Micah Yellow. Bought from Baby Gap. And I'm going to put the link in the description. If anybody else wants to get one of those, feel free. You have to spray it on the dude. And it's also a little bit of information people won't know is that we had to make Levan move location twice before we started the show. The first time he was in a jungle just outside. The second time he was in a noisy gym. But what made it funny was that there was a lot of people training in the gym. Levan was asked if he wanted to move to a different location. Levan thought, no, fuck that. And he got up and told everybody in the gym to get out of there. And let me tell you now, the response was instant. When a guy that big tells you to get the fuck out of my gym, you go. So, fellas, how's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Nice. Just a little point that Jerry Cadorette made also, guys. When we went onto Levan's gym, we saw that there was some cardiovascular equipment there, running machines, bikes. Clearly doesn't use any of them in the same way that Jerry doesn't use that one that's sat behind him.
That's right.
That ever been used, Jerry?
No, God, no.
Just got it to look the part, yeah?
That's it.
Okay, I want to get some questions going here straight off the bat. We've had quite a few come in, so this should be quite interesting. And the first one really comes to Michael Todd. Now, Mike, obviously, we're going to get into the whole who beats who with you and Levan. You knew that was coming, but we want to start a little bit winding it back. And the question that we've had in here is quite an interesting one. This person's asked, when did you first become really aware of Levan in terms of as a threat at the elite level? Because it's fair to say that Levan's emergence onto the elite level is relatively recent.
Yeah, so I followed EAF, WAF, watched him do great things there. In 2016, I had the pleasure to meet him at Zlatichur, and it was 2017, I think is when I met him at Zlatichur. And impressive young man. He destroyed everyone in the open and overall categories. That was when I pulled pushcar and lost 4-2. But to watch Levan at that point, I thought, man, that guy is going to be a threat to everyone. So, yeah, it's I've watched his rise. It's fun watching him from a 100-kilo, 110-kilo guy go up and be this amazing individual he is now. I want to test. I want to find out how strong that guy is.
I want to put the same question to Levan. Levan, when were you sort of first aware of the North Americans, and did you sort of start your career in arm wrestling? Because a lot of people may not know you've been in arm wrestling for a considerable period of time now. Did you sort of start your career in arm wrestling focused on and watching Eastern European athletes, or were you very conscious of the Western Europeans, such as Travis Page and Richard Lutke, Michael, and so on?
Переводит, да. Просто Нил спросит первый, вот когда ты начинал в армрестлинге, ты смотрел больше к нашу сторону, это Европа, да, Азия, армрестлеров, или больше из США, вот эту сторону. И когда ты вот уже хотел побороться с кем-то из вот этого стороны, да? Ну, как я скажу, наша сторона это Европа, и их сторона это Норт Америка, как сказать.
Ну, когда я только начал смотреть армрестлинг, ну, первый, что я посмотрел, был это фильм Pulling John. Ну, оттуда, конечно, смотрел на Джона, смотрел на Воеводу, же Майкла туда. Ну, несколько ребят смотрел.
Okay, so he started, when he started, like most of the people who started watching the videos, he got into the movie Pulling John, and from then on he like understood like how big John Berzank is, watched John Berzank, watched Alexei Voboda, and then after that he goes in the snowball, and then it's Michael Todd and everyone else. But he was introduced with arm wrestling on North American side with Pulling John movie.
Да, много раз смотрел тренировки Девона Ларата. Очень интересно было. И первый раз, когда я еще подумал, чтобы побороться с ними, это был, когда я уже выиграл чемпионат мира 2014 года. Потом уже были амбиции, чтобы побороться с ними.
So, like, when he was in this bubble he watched a lot of training videos from Devon Larratt as well. And after he won his first world championship in 2014, that's when he wanted to start arm wrestling with guys from North America. That's when he wanted to do it, because he felt he was good enough.
Interesting. Did he sort of keep up to date, or does he keep up to date on the World Arm Wrestling League scenario right now? Is he a fan of the World Arm Wrestling League matches?
Ты смотришь WL, World Arm Wrestling League, и что ты знаешь, кто остальные, кто чемпион, кто и все.
Да, конечно, смотрю, но не до конца понимаю, как происходит там, кто там, знаю, что последний раз чемпионом стал Майкл, тот, что выиграл Чефи. Так не очень хорошо понимаю, как идет сетка, этого соревнования. Но еще, мне не нравится, как судят, очень не нравится судья и те, что изменения в правилах, которые у них есть там.
So he said, of course he watches, he have seen some matches, but he doesn't follow like hardcore to all the WL stuff. He knows that Michael is the champion, he knows that, and but he said he doesn't like the rules. He really, really doesn't like the rules, and it's hard for him to watch because he's more used to, and more for him it's much better the strict rule sets of WF or PAL.
Yeah, okay. Now, Jerry, I wanted to come to you next, mate. Do you think that if someone like Levan was to come into the World Arm Wrestling League side of things, do you think that he would dominate over there? Do you think he would come in and walk through people, or do you think it would be still very, very interesting?
No, I think it would be awesome to have him. I think that it would bring another element into it, but I don't foresee anyone being dominant. But I think it would definitely be a huge challenge.
How much of a problem is the rule system, Jerry, just based on what Levan had said there? In your sort of experience, obviously, and I'm going to put this same question to Michael, because both of you have had some experience pulling in both organisations. Well, it's fair to say all three organisations if you throw in World Arm Wrestling Federation into that same bracket. But you went over there and pulled what was then the Nemiroff Cup and is now the Zloty Tour. Michael, you've pulled numerous vendettas, and obviously you're very familiar with the World Arm Wrestling League. Do you think that it is would be something that would be advantageous for Levan? Or do you think it would cause him a lot of problems early on? Because we've seen other people come over there, like Jānis Amelins, for example, and have a bit of an unusual experience early on in his career in the World Arm Wrestling League.
Well, I think like anything else, you have to adapt, right? I mean, each federation has its slight variations on, what their rules are, other federations' rules, but any good competitor has to adapt, and I mean, you don't come over if you're not ready, So to limit it or to say there would be an excuse, I mean, you got to wipe that out, because we go over different federations, and it is what it is, So.
But one is new, the other one is just for 30 years, you have pulled in WAF and other tournaments many times, while none of us ever pulled for the wild, yet not zero experience,
Sorry, go, Michael.
Yeah, in my opinion, Levan wouldn't have a problem adjusting, especially against me or Jerry, because we're really fair. Now, if he was to pull Devin, that would be horrible because Devin would cheat so badly. It would be horrendous. Now, as far as Levan goes, as far as the tables, the elbow pads, I think that would be advantageous for him. He's a very strong man with a lot of back pressure, gives him 2 more inches to pull. I mean, I think he could adapt very quickly, just like Jerry and I can adapt to whatever rules are put in front of us. So I don't really see it being that big a deal.
So, Levan, I want to come to you next, mate. Did you see the match between Michael and Jerry?
Yes, I see.
What did you think of that match, mate? Who did you think was winning the match?
I think he said Jerry cheated.
He didn't say that.
It is crazy match.
Do you think that Michael slipped up a bit and should have been quicker when he tried to run out of the arena?
When I see this match, I go bedroom, come
Holy
back.
Shit, you did enjoy it.
They continue. Nothing.
Nothing changes.
So many times. Crazy.
And who did you think was sort of favourite in that match for you? Who did you believe was going to win?
Ну, по-русски я это скажу.
Да.
Как спортсменов, я считаю, что они, мне больше, я больше болею за Майкла.
Ну, а как ты думал, вот смотря на эту борьбу, как тебя выглядело? Кто мог? Или Джерри был в лучшем состоянии, выиграть, или Майкл? Это я понимаю, что тебе больше Майкл, но как ты?
Больше ничья. Я думаю, что ни один не мог в этом схватке. Видно было, что ничья.
Хорошо. So he said, he was supporting Michael in this match, but I asked him, without supporting, chill, Michael, chill. Without supporting, who was in a better position to win? And he said, it looked like a draw. Yeah.
What did he think of the situation with the strap coming apart?
Что ты думал про, когда вот страп порвался у них? Ты видел это? Не видел?
Да. Это у меня тоже было такое с Силаевым, когда я боролся, там у нас порвался это. Не знаю, почему это происходит иногда.
Руки большие.
Руки большие, у нас уже, наверное, такая сила уже, что...
Может, в другую, как ты думаешь, связку надо для тяжеловесов?
Может быть.
Okay. He said it's weird. It sometimes happens. He had the same thing when he arm wrestled Silayev when the strap broke, and I asked maybe you need a bigger strap, and he's like maybe because the arms are big and heavyweights are strong.
So whose dog is that? Is that Levan's?
That's his lunch.
Levan, don't be telling me that you've got a very small dog. That sounds like a small dog.
Собака у тебя там?
What kind of dog is that?
Yes. Это на улице.
On the street, it's over on the street, yeah.
I thought it sounded like a really small dog. I was going to say, I don't picture Levan having like one of those chihuahuas that you put in your purse.
All I know is that would be hilarious.
That would be great. I was going to get him to call it over. Come on, Tiddles, get on here.
Poodles.
Yeah, absolute quality. So, Engin, I can't have you sat there like that, looking. You're not frozen, are you, Engin? Give us a front forearm, because you're incredibly still.
He looks frozen.
He's frozen. I was going to say Engin was was completely frozen for a moment there. Right, we're getting into deep water now that Engin's gone and he's not going to get too upset. Right, Levan. Engin's gone, so we can talk about stuff for real now. Okay. So, Engin said that he thinks that you'd struggle with the King's move. Okay. And I wanted to know, and this is quite interesting because both Jerry and Michael are specialists in using unusual moves. So, Jerry, obviously, the dead wrist press, one of the very few people that use the dead wrist press so effectively. And Michael, I'm going to say the most proficient super heavyweight King's mover of all time. Which of those moves, or do you have any concerns about facing those specific techniques for the first time? And have you had any experience pulling guys who pull in that style?
Просто ты, у Майкла есть King's Move, Джерри делает Flop Press. Как ты считаешь, тебе было какой-то experience с кем-то бороться, кто-то использует или King's Move, или пресс без руки, без кисти. Вот как ты считаешь первый раз, да, потому если ты никогда не боролся с кем-то, кто использует это может быть очень тяжело. И какая тебя, скажи просто свои мнения.
Я боролся с ребятами, которые борются как Джерри. И для меня это очень неудобно, я много раз так проигрывал. Даже проигрывал с Геннадием Криквинием так. У меня были какие-то проблемы с этим движением. Сейчас уже все, я исправил это. Знаю, как надо бороться с такой техникой. А как Майкл борется, я с такими ребятами еще не боролся, потому что думаю, что Майкл один, кто тяжелый вес, так борется на уровне. Есть ребята, которые борются, но у них уровень не такой высокий, с ними очень легко бороться для меня.
Как ты считаешь, если ты первый раз, это ты бы очень готовился для этого, потому это совсем другое. Это не как Чаффи, это не как Трубин или Лалетин, ты знаешь эти техники, а там, как ты думаешь, скажи просто, что ты бы делал, когда ты узнал, что тебе матч с Майклом или Джеррием?
Я не буду скрывать, я бы делал то, что делает Джерри, например. Трицепс качать, трицепс, потому что с Майклом по-другому бороться просто, я думаю, что бесполезно вообще.
Ага. И это будет тоже работать на Джерри, если ты накачиваешь это?
Как Трубин боролся с Майклом, такой же техники, я думаю, что это самая такая оптимальная техника, чтобы бороться с ним.
Okay. So, first of all, he has had a lot of problems with dead wrist press. Like, back in the day, he has lost matches to this. Gennady beat him like that, and he has struggled with it. But that was the move that has made him lost, and he has improved on that move. So he believes he's much stronger on defending against the flop wrist press or something like that, tricep press. When we're talking about Michael, he has never arm wrestled anyone with a King's move, and he said it doesn't matter if he arm wrestles someone with King's move, no one does it as good, as strong as Michael does it. So he said that would be a problem, but he believes if he had a match with either one of these guys, he would prepare and train his flop wrist press or tricep press. Because he said like he knows he would train similar to what Dmitry Trubin did with Michael. He said he feels like that would be the best option to beat him, and in developing the tool to beat Michael, he said I would develop tool to beat Jerry as well. Yeah.
Very interesting. Why that's good, guys, is obviously, and I know that Levan understands more than he speaks, so he probably will understand what I'm saying here. We had this show, maybe 3 weeks ago, where Engin and Devon and Michael were involved in a conversation really that was quite passionate about whether or not it was harder to prepare for a super match format competition or a main draw format competition. And one of the points that was raised there was that people would not train specifically for any of those formats. So, for example, you wouldn't change your training. So from what you were saying there, Levan, you don't agree with that. You believe you would change your training specifically. Let's say, for example, you were going to face Michael, knowing that Jerry had some success using a dead wrist press against the King's move, you would try to utilize that in your training and train very specifically to beat that style.
No one said that.
They did.
Yeah, I think he's saying he would try to rise, climb, then transition to press.
Super match. You're gonna prepare for each guy that you're gonna face. Differently. Of course, you are not gonna, do any kind of change. If you pull him in that class, you're gonna pull for that. If you pull a Kazakh guy, you're gonna pull for that Kazakh guy. Of course, you're gonna change your training. I don't think anybody said that day.
Yeah, they did. One of the points that we got a lot of comments on was specifically that, whether or not...
They didn't understand the question if they comment about it.
I can ask him, what he thinks is harder, because he has been in tournaments, and now he switched to super matches.
That's not a bad point, we can ask that, but also it was around, that was particularly around the changing the way you train, depending on the fact whether you're going into a main draw tournament or... a super match format. And
I will ask, okay? Вопрос такой. Когда ты тренируешь например, на турнамент, да, какой-то просто, на WAF Worlds или на такой, и сейчас ты тренируешься больше на суперматчах. На суперматчах ты тренируешься по-другому, потому что ты знаешь, какой оппонент сейчас, или ничего не изменилось? Ты то же самое делаешь, что делал перед этим, когда на мире участвовали Злоти?
Когда я выступал на чемпионат мира и Европы, конечно, после этого несколько лет уже прошло, и, конечно, у меня опыт еще вырос, и тренировки поменялись, конечно. Если сказать, что я что-то поменял сейчас, когда я знаю, с кем буду бороться, радикально поменял что-нибудь по тренировкам, нет. Просто на некоторых, как это сказать, движениях я добавил, побольше делаю что-то, а что-то поменьше. Вот так получается. Что я думаю, что мне больше надо делать, чтобы в этих движениях мне надо быть очень сильным, я побольше это делаю.
Например, на стола. Например, тебе был Виталик, да, ты тренировался как-то, как бороться с ним? Или да, тоже, да? Ага.
Да. У меня был такой метод, я с ребятами, когда боролся, я выставлял их руки намного выше.
Выше, чтобы было неудобнее.
Да,
хорошо.
Их локоть был намного выше, и мне было очень неудобно с ним бороться. Я так потренировался, поначалу я проигрывал, потом уже выигрывал очень легко, и при борьбе, было очень, мне очень пригодилось это.
Ага, ты уже лучше чувствовался, когда взял руку, ты ждал...
Конечно, да. Я знал, что у него рука намного выше, и так и тренировался, и был уже привык к такой ситуации.
Хорошо. So he said when he was arm wrestling in tournaments, he said the most important thing for him was experience. Like, the more arm wrestle, more experience you get, better you get. When he went to pro and started doing super matches, he said his training didn't really change that much. The thing that changed was he understood the move where he needs to gain more power, and he did that move more. So if it was back pressure or pronation, that was he was working on. And then I asked him, maybe the table training was the one. And he said, yes, of course, table training changed. Like when he was facing Vitaly, he was arm wrestling guys, and they were putting their elbows on a pad, so much higher. So he would feel more uncomfortable or comfortable when the match starts, uncomfortable in training. So he said, of course, you changes things in table practice. In the gym, basically the same thing, just stronger on some moves.
Yeah, interesting. Engin.
Neil, real quick.
Okay,
I
let's
would
go.
say that Jerry and I are very similar in this, that regardless if it's a tournament or a super match, we're going to train the same way because we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do what we're going to do. We just need to be strong enough to do it better than whatever you're going to do. You know?
Yeah.
I don't change how I train for what I just train to be the best me and hope that on that day the best me beats the best you.
Now, Devon, if you look back at that episode, one of Devon's points there was that he would definitely plane crash coming. Incidentally, guys, we were plane crash.
Someone get
may happen anytime.
Do you agree, though, Jerry?
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
I mean, you are not going to change your best move just because you're pulling with someone. You want to make your effective move working against anyone. They need to worry about you, Michael. They need to worry about you, Jerry. You are not going to go train for top rope just because you're going to pull someone else, you understand?
No, but to be fair...
You will do your best, or this stronger and maybe more, And same for Michael. Michael is not going to train for hook if he's going to pull someone. Michael is going to do his same exact, whatever move you call it, but maybe a little bit adjustment from person to person. You understand? But he's not going to go...
I think they were talking not just about the style, Engin. I think they're talking about whether you train more endurance or you train more just to finish people fast, that kind of thing. I think that was the question, and that was a lot of the comment.
They're not going to do anything different,
I just train to win.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Now, in our recent conversations, I think we'd come to a sort of collective decision or collective perception that Michael was probably the most difficult match out there, period, at this point in time. But
for Jerry. I'm not that difficult for him.
No, I'm thinking for Levan specifically.
Okay,
well, we've got Levan on the show, and that was a stylistic thing. What I wanted to well, first, Engin, are you in agreement with that? Do you think that is the case?
What's that? Just say again.
Do you think that at this point in time, Michael probably represents the hardest match?
I mean, right now, yes, unless someone else comes and proves that, he is harder opponent for Levan. But as far as what we saw, yes, looks like, if you tell me right now, like, I mean, who would you put, if you say that, Engin, they are gonna give you $10,000 to, if someone that you pick is gonna beat Levan, you understand? And I would choose Michael Todd for that one. You understand?
And just to be clear, would that encompass everyone in the world? I'm not talking about just World Arm Wrestling League opponents.
No,
I'm talking
for
about
everyone. Yeah. Unless, I mean, we see a different Lalekin. You understand? Unless we see Dennis coming and doing something. But as far as what we saw till now, right now, recently, Michael Todd would be my pick. If they say, Engin, we are going to give you $10,000, if someone you pick is going to beat Levan. I'm not saying that Michael would beat Levan or something, but he would have the highest chance, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yes.
Ray, can you ask Levan if he agrees with that statement or that perception?
And
just make sure that he knows not just World Arm Wrestling League guys, anyone in the world right now. Who's his most dangerous adversary?
Or the right arm.
Мы просто говорим про правой рукой, кто будет тебе самый тяжелый противник в мире из всем. И вот спрашивали Engina, я тоже так думаю, что это Майкл Тодд. И это не WL, это не из всех. Просто мы думаем, что Майкл будет самый тяжелый для почти всех на мире, да? И как ты думаешь, это Майкл или это кто-то другой, кто, ну вот сказать, самый трудный матч, который надо выиграть на правой рукой?
Ну, я так скажу, я с Майклом еще не боролся, не знаю. Не боролся и с Денисом, и с Чефи не боролся. Так что, ну, для меня эти три спортсмены сами такие. С кем я хочу очень бороться. Есть, конечно, и Джерри есть, и другие ребята есть, но вот с этим ребятами я больше всего хочу побороться. А кто сильный, ну, знаете,
может не сильный, а самый неудобный, так сказать, да?
Да, не могу сказать, потому что я не знаю, как.
После матча знаешь, да? Как
да,
будет?
Конечно. Для меня вообще это вот борьба Майкла для меня, я не знаю, что это для меня удобно или неудобно.
Окей.
Пока не поборусь, для меня это вообще непонятно.
So he said for him it's three guys that he really wants to arm wrestle with. He wants to arm wrestle everyone, but he said like Dave Chafee, Michael Todd, and Dennis Steplenko. Those three are the guys he wants to arm wrestle and to test himself. And I said I'm not asking who would you think is the strongest, but who would be most
Effective.
Most effective against you. And he said I have to arm wrestle them, and then I can tell you. Because he said maybe King's move is very comfortable for me. Maybe it's not. He said we need to arm wrestle, test it, and then see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give my opinion on that real quick. Okay, so if I can close the strength gap, meaning if the gap of strength is not unsurmountable.
If the strength gap isn't Dennis and Devon.
Do what? Yeah. If it's that big a difference, it's a bad day for me. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, if I can keep that strength gap close, I can be very effective. And I think I'd say the same for Jerry. The problem that we don't know is how strong Levan is, right? We can't tell. Because he's beaten everybody. Now, he beat Tim Breslin. That's someone we have familiarity with. But Tim's older, and I don't think Tim's relevant. Honestly, no disrespect intended. But the other guys, we don't know how strong those are. We haven't pulled them. So the issue for us is I have no idea how strong Levan is.
Maybe after Chafee?
Strong enough. Do what?
Maybe after the arm was Chafee?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's going to help out a lot, in my opinion. That's going to give me a little bit more, something to study and look at, and can make a better decision. But right now, he may be so strong he smacks the shit out of me. He smacks Jerry. We don't know. But I feel like if Jerry or I could stop the match, you're going to have more heart in each one of us. And in my career, and I'd say in Jerry's as well, very seldom does that happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Everything says.
Понял, Леван, что он сказал?
Не до конца. Он очень слишком быстро говорит.
Ну, он сказал просто, он говорит, они и не знает, насколько ты сильный, да? Может, как мы смеемся, может, ты так сильный, как Деннис против Девона, да? И если тогда они скажут, там шанс маленький. Но если это сила, как сказать, дистанция, сила поменьше, да, тогда это матч. Майкл сказал, что он думает, если он может тебя остановить, да, остановить в матче, там будет борьба.
Если честно, я тоже не знаю, на каком я сейчас уровне. Потому что, когда первый раз я боролся с Трубином, был такой, что, фаворитом был Трубин.
Да.
И это был такой матч-тест, чтобы проверить, на каком уровне я, да. Оказалось так, что я вообще не почувствовал его, играл очень легко. Потом был матч с Бресланом, который очень хорошо боролся с многими, даже один раз выиграл даже Пушкаря и с многими очень хорошо боролся. Потом было такое мнение, я тоже так думал, что вот с Бресланом борьба покажет, на каком я уровне. Бресланов еще легко выиграл. И если честно, я Я без понятия, на каком я уровне.
Майкл сказал, что Дэйв Чаффи, когда тебе будет матч с Дэйвом, тогда мы все можем что-то знать.
Я тоже так думаю, что вот с Дэйвом, борьба с Дэйвом покажет уже. Если я так легко его выиграю, тогда, ну, не знаю.
Хорошо. So he said he also doesn't really understand or know how strong he is. He said he had the first match versus Dmitry Trubin, and Trubin was favorite in that match. And he said, I trained so hard and I didn't really feel him. I felt super confident. I just went through him. Then he had a match versus Tim Bresnan. He said, in his opinion, Tim was another big challenge. And he said, winning Tim was even easier. So, and then I said, maybe when you meet Chafee, and he said, yes, when I will meet Chafee, then we will know the strength gap or anything else. Like, where is it?
Yeah, can I ask a question?
Of course you can, mate.
Levan, how, if you compare yourself from the time that you pulled Tim Bresnan and now, how much better are you in technical way and in a strength way? Are you same, or are you better, or are you worse? How do you see yourself?
Когда я боролся с Бреснаном, я был вообще, ну, в супер форме. Я думаю, что я, ну, очень, очень хорошей форме был. Но когда я сейчас сравниваю, ну, тот же по весам, каким я сейчас работаю, ну, прибавка где-то, наверное, 20-30%.
Okay, so he said when he arm wrestled Bresnan, he said he felt super good. He was in very, very good shape and everything followed. And he said, like now, comparing the weights that I'm lifting, I'm 20-30% stronger with the weights.
Jesus.
Okay. I'm not betting against him.
Here's a question for him, though. This is, and again, I'm sure you understand this, Levan. Do you have any concerns, mate, that at this point in time, the stylistic thing could be a problem because of endurance? Because I know that you are extremely heavy focused in terms of gym training, strength training, and you're clearly extraordinarily strong. But if you look at someone with a King's move, Devon Larratt has a good King's move, and it's got better. Michael, I believe, has got the best King's move in the super heavyweight division. And if you look back through the history of matches, even with Michael and Pushkar, Michael and Dennis, no one ran through Michael. It was always an absolute battle. Is that something that you think could cause you additional problems, the endurance thing? Do you focus on that? Because you seem to me, I would actually have you as a favourite over Denis Siplenkov stylistically, because you seem to me to be a more explosive arm wrestler off the start. I think Dennis has good secondary and tertiary surges during the match, but he doesn't seem as quick and as good control in the hand and wrist as you do right now off the start. My concern would be that if you were stopped, would you feel the effects of the endurance?
Ну, я понял. Да, ну, я думаю, что у нас будет борьба. Я не думаю, что я так сразу его выиграю, вот так пойдет. Я думаю, что как и все борются с ним, такой борьба и будет. Мы зарубимся, его рука остановится, и потом будет, ну, трудно будет мне, я так думаю. Нелегко точно.
А как тебе выносливость? Ну, ты... Как ты сам считаешь, ты выносливый или больше эксплозивный?
Ну, я думаю, что, ну, было время, когда у меня не было выносливости, но сейчас даже я думаю, что это мой плюс сейчас, потому что я тот же посмотреть матч с Лалетином, я намного выносливый был, ну, первая схватка, и потом уже он уже сдулся, а я только тогда почувствовал силу.
Почти стал сильнее на каждый раунд.
Хорошо разогреться. Когда закончился этот матч, честно говоря, я бы еще с кем-нибудь вендетту борол без проблем, потому что я еще сильнее был, когда это закончился. Так что, ну...
Окей.
Выносливость у меня она очень хорошая. Даже я думаю, что это может
Стало
быть
лучше,
плюс.
да? Стало лучше.
Да.
И ты нам сказал на Польше, что ты больше тренировался на этом, чтобы ты скидывал чуть-чуть весом, да, свои, ты был чуть-чуть меньше,
Да.
как и 8 килограмм, да?
Когда я в Китае боролся с Кидергали, я так не очень серьезно относился к этому матчу, сделал какие-то эксперименты на себя, прибавил вес, бил до 190, потом, конечно, это совсем нехорошо, и я скинул тогда вес, и не очень это хорошо сработало. Потом уже
Levan?
выбрал.
Levan, I'm losing you. Ты потерял где-то? Levan? Are you guys
He's
hearing?
frozen up for a second. Oh, there you
Okay.
go. He's back.
Выносливость мой сильная сторона, я так думаю, сейчас.
Сейчас. Хорошо.
Да.
Okay. So, first of all, he said that match with Michael, he said he knows where it would go. He said, if Michael stops me, that's going to be a war. And it's not going to be easy for me or for him.
Нет, я сказал, что он остановит меня.
Okay. Okay.
Точно так будет.
Хорошо. Okay, little bit of correction. He said that he thinks Michael will stop him. He thinks Michael will stop him at some point. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And from there on, it's going to be a war. I asked him about endurance and power, and he said when he was facing Kidrigali, he was doing some experiments with himself, with training, with everything else. He was 190 kilos at one point, and he cut down a little bit over 170 kilos. And he said he wasn't taking that match super seriously, but he was still strong and everything. When we met him in Poland, he told us that he was losing a little bit of weight and to gain a little bit more endurance. Yeah. And he said back in the day, endurance was a big factor for him. He was, but now he feels he's more endurable. If you watch Vitali's match, he said, this is his words, when we started the match and when we finished the match, I felt stronger and I was ready to take second vendetta right away. He said, I remember in a backstage, right away on the table, we were talking. He's like, I'm ready, like anyone. Right now, I feel I'm not even tired. And he said that was because of his training, because he wasn't so heavy and he was focusing a little bit more on being more endurable on table. Yeah.
See, the interesting thing for me there is that I'm a firm believer in stylistically. I think that the style is the big problem for people. You can throw, and I'll give you an example. I think Dave Chafee is a very bad stylistic matchup for Jerry Cadorette. Jerry Cadorette is a very bad stylistic matchup for Michael Todd. Or, in most cases, Travis Pageant, he has been traditionally. I think that Levan has faced, for him, one of the guys who I thought would be and did represent the greatest threat in Vitaly Lalatin. And one of the things that really, really impressed me about Levan in that match was his ability to maintain his fundamental hand and wrist control. It was really, really impressive. And we spoke about that in a previous show. Because prior to that match, I was very, very interested to see that. Because for me, it was very much the power of Levan versus the speed and the explosivity of Vitaly. And when I actually saw that Vitaly never really got the opportunity to get onto the A side of the match. He never got onto the winning side of the match, really. He came close in the first start, the very first start. But
and after then,
I understand why Levan would not be tired, because all the fundamentals remained intact for Levan. He never lost those. Whereas Vitaly, on the other hand, he lost his elasticity. He went through and past his elastic limits. Once you go through those once, at that level of strength, it's over with. Why I'm fascinated by Levan particularly, and Michael, is because I agree with Levan that there's a very strong opportunity, and with Michael, there's a strong possibility that Michael at some stage will stop the match. And that's when it's interesting to me, because it will come down to the versatility of Levan. Can he get around that move? And that's fascinating for me. I actually think that he's a big favourite over Dave, because after watching him with Vitaly Lalatin, I really struggle to see anybody compromising Levan's hand and wrist. I don't know of anybody that is on my radar that has the opportunity to really capitalise on his hand and wrist, potentially, apart from Michael. Apart from Michael, because it's
still a big if.
To the pad.
It really is. It's still a big if.
It's a big if, but it's the one that remains right now. I think that's the most fascinating match out there.
Neil,
I'd love to see Jerry pull Lalatin. I think Jerry and Vitaly could be great.
Do you remember that,
Crazy match.
Devon said that, Levan let his own wrist or something. Remember that in the presence of greatness?
But he didn't. He shocked. What he shocked me with Engin was he was actually very, very good technically. You've got to give credit where it's due, and the guy pulled that match really, really intelligently and really technically shot the shit out of him. I did not expect that Levan would be able to maintain his hand and wrist in the way that he did.
Okay, he told us, we did the interview with him, when we talked, John, Devon and I were talking, if you can go watch and say that Devon claimed that he gave his own wrist, Levan. It wasn't the case,
We can ask him.
Yeah, we asked him. We already asked him. He said that, the reason that he lost his wrist against Lalatin, he said that he wanted to try the side pressure, not the back pressure. He didn't want to go like hammer to hammer with him. He wanted to go with the side pressure, and then he kind of lost his wrist, and then he hit from outside for back pressure versus back pressure, and then he beat him. And then once he started to do this right away from the beginning in other rounds, so he found a way to go easy. And I am not sure. I am not sure if I totally agree. He would know himself better that, he wanted to do another super match because his endurance was so great, or...
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of this first episode of In the Presence of Greatness. I hope you enjoy what we do here on the channel, and if you do, please like, share, subscribe. I want to thank my guests, Jerry Cadorette, Monster Michael Todd, Engin Terzi, Reynolds Lipix for being our super translator, and he'll be back on the next one. And also a massive thank you to Levan Saginashvili and those freakish forearms. Have it. Ladies and gents, I hope you and your family stay safe, and until we see you very soon, take it easy, peeps.